Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Ben Olson, that's Nathan Fox. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We have an email here from Val. The subject is when to sign up.
Good morning. I hope this email finds you well. My goal is to start law school for the fall of 2026, comma. I recently scored 137 on my first LSAT. I didn't put in the time and energy needed to prepare correctly. I do realize it's already June, and I'm curious if I would still have a chance to increase my score and get accepted into law school for 2026 if I took the exam again in October. Thank you, Val. Boy, Val is far from alone in this boat. This is one of the most frequent questions we receive.
Yeah. So
young people always rush this.
Yep.
My main advice here is going to just be, Val, slow down until you're happy with your practice test scores, then decide what official test you're going to sign up for. Then plan on taking it at the test multiple times because your competitors are taking it multiple times, and law schools only care about your highest score. So you should have a backup and a backup to your backup. You shouldn't be thinking about just taking it one time and applying. You should be thinking about getting ready, which looks like practice test scores, timed practice test scores that are going to get you into the school you want to go to at the price you want to pay. Then sign up, and then plan on taking not just that test, but also the test after that.
But Nate, it's June, and if I give myself until October...
This is all I do all day these days because I'm always constantly emailing students, and it's like, yeah, I know that you think that you should be deciding when you want to go to law school.
Yeah.
Like, I get it. I get it. You know, you have this vision of yourself. It's on your vision board.
Jeez.
Val 2026. And you're off to law school.
Yeah.
I know, Val, but just take the 2026 off of there. Like, you can still have Val going to law school on your vision board. But who said 2026? Why? For what purpose?
Mm-hmm.
It's just not helpful. In fact, it's quite detrimental.
Mm-hmm.
You've already taken the LSAT once unprepared. Please don't do that again.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not think, no, I mean, I'm not even going to say I don't think. I'm just going to say, you're asking for my advice. I will provide you my advice, which is, it is a bad idea to take the LSAT in October, planning to immediately apply for that same cycle.
Yeah.
Why is that a bad idea, Ben?
It's bad for so many reasons. One, you might not be ready to take the test in October. So you're going to force a test administration when you're not ready, which means you're likely to do poorly. But even if you're close to being ready, because it's your last chance, you're going to start that test with all sorts of anxiety.
Yeah.
I got to do this perfectly now, or I am going to have to take the test again and apply late, or dear God, I'll have to go to law school a year later.
You're going to take the test when you're not prepared, right? Mm-hmm. You're going to sign up for the test when you're not happy with your practice test scores. You're going to take the test when you're not prepared. You're going to try to be one and done, which increases the pressure on a test that you're already not even prepared for.
You're going to rush on the test itself.
Because you're rushing the process. Why wouldn't you rush the pieces of the process?
Well, you got to get all the questions right because this is it. This is the one. This is what matters.
Yeah. I mean, Val, you need to set a goal score by going to lsatdemon.com/scholarships. Yep. Look at the types of law schools you think you want to go to based on your GPA. Play with different LSAT scores and see what kinds of LSAT scores are going to get you into those schools at a reasonable price.
Mm-hmm.
Because full tuition is a fake price.
Yep.
There's rampant price discrimination in schools. This is a regressive cross subsidy from the rich to the poor. From the poor to the rich.
Yeah.
If it was from the rich to the poor, it would be progressive. This is the opposite of that. This is regressive. Yep. The poor people pay more because they're not savvy. They don't know how this game works. They take the LSAT late, they take it unprepared, they apply too late in the cycle,
They
they
take
end
the
up
test
paying,
once.
they take the
Yeah.
test once instead of taking it 3 or 4 or 5 times potentially. They take it without any preparation and they just end up paying too much. So go to lsatdemon.com/scholarships, our scholarship estimator, and play around with it and figure out what type of a score you need to get a reasonably priced degree.
Yeah.
Then figure out, okay, so there's my goal score. Then you just need to prep.
Yep.
If you're a demon student, you should do drilling and timed sections, and every once in a while, like once a month, do a full timed practice test. But when your timed practice tests start to hit that goal score, whatever that number was, 165, whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
when your practice tests hit that score, then it's time to sign up.
Yep.
I kind of feel like if you do it once, that's enough to sign up. But maybe you disagree.
No, I'm definitely fine with that. I mean, I think a lot of it depends on your willingness to play this game as best you can. And some people are going to be more conservative and they're going to want to see that score more than once. And I think that's totally fine. In other words,
That's
they're
fine too.
willing to play the long game.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. If you've done it 3 or more times, I think it's just clear that you should sign up.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be 10 in a row at this level.
Sure.
That might be a good strategy if law schools required, if law schools only cared about your first score, or if
Yeah.
law schools averaged your scores, but they just don't. Law schools only care about your highest score.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you're allowed to take it 5 times. So
Mhm.
if you're allowed to take it 5 times and law schools only care about your highest score, then you don't need to be that picky about your first test.
Yeah. In fact,
you
you
can
shouldn't
do it-
be, because
No.
otherwise you're giving it too much respect.
But you should be pickier than a lot of students are,
That's true.
because so many students do what Val did. Like just
Sign
either
up.
didn't prep at all. Yeah. Oh, sign up before they start prep.
Yeah.
The legacy prep companies actually structure their classes this way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, take our 10-week class to prepare you for the August LSAT. And then you just sign up for the August LSAT before you've even started day 1 of prep.
Yeah.
Then you get in it and you realize, oh, my scores are way below what I want on my official record, but I've already signed up for the August test. So I'll just do this class and then I'll take the August test. People crash and burn. On score release date, we get a mountain of emails. Hey, I did the Kaplan class and I didn't get the score I wanted. What do I do? And it's like, okay, well, 1, stop signing up for the official test until you're happy with your practice test scores. If you've got a score or 2 or 3 on your practice test record that look good to you, then go ahead and sign up. And then when you sign up, plan on taking not just that one, but the one after that, and the one after that, and the one after that, if necessary, until you get the score that truly represents, your potential.
Yeah.
More for Val?
Yeah.
Val, it matters 0 to your life if you don't start law school until 2027. Like if you think, no, I have to start in 2026, then I question whether law is really the right choice for you. Like I
But
think
I
you're
don't
doing
like my job.
Exactly. Yeah. There's a lot of other things you can do. Like you don't conflate those issues. You
Yeah.
hate your job. Good. Quit your fucking job.
Yeah.
Fine. I don't care. Quit your job. Go do anything else.
Mm-hmm.
But don't think that, oh, I have to just go straight to law school so that I can quit my job. No, those are 2 separate issues. And people also say, well, yeah, but I don't want to take a gap year. Or, yeah, but I already took a gap year.
Won't it look
Or-
bad? Like a gap year? Won't it look bad on my
Yeah, but I
resume?
already took 3 gap years. I don't care. I don't care about any of those things. Yeah, but I'm 42.
So what?
Still don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about $250,000 here or more. None of those are good reasons to rush this process.
Yeah.
You should apply early in the cycle. Ideally, you're going to apply in September. And notice that Val is talking about taking the October LSAT and then applying presumably in November. So that's already like, even in your best case, Val, you're later
Yeah.
than I would prefer.
Yeah.
I'm not saying, by the way, don't take the test in October. But if October is your next official attempt, you shouldn't be thinking about applying for 2026 admission. You should be thinking about applying for 2027 admission.
Yeah.
That way you can take the October test, the November test, the January test, and the April test next year, then apply at the very beginning of the next cycle.
Yep.
And you'll thank me if you do it this way, because you'll end up paying just tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars less for law school. Wrap it up there?
Yeah. Email daily at lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.